Welcome to Let's Die. Welcome back to His versus Hers Guide to the Apocalypse, the podcast. I don't know.
Woo!
My name is Brett. I'm the host of this show. And if you're listening to this, you've heard me before and you don't really care anymore. But I'm that guy from West Virginia who thinks he knows a thing or two about nothing. And boy, howdy, I'm right. And joining me, as previously announced in our episode 0 a few months ago, we came out with, is my new host, my new boss, as it were. She's the commander of my survival train, machete in hand, blood stained, splattered clothes, just bandana around the forehead, merciless. It's Codey Mathis, Doctor Codey Mathis. How are you today?
I'm good. As always, I feel the need to preface the fact that I am not actually a doctor yet, working on it, but thank you for the introduction.
It's
And I will say, if anyone's survival is in my hands, we're all screwed.
look,
So.
it's an it's a term of endearment at this point. People might know
Doctor.
you from It's Super Effective, where they also refer to you as Dr. Codey Mathis.
They do.
It's just being a candidate in itself is an impressive feat, and we admire and both envy you.
I
So
appreciate.
both, I say both, like there's another person here. You, dear listener, we both, all two of us. Well, welcome back to the show. It's been a long, sleepy slumber. So first of all, thank you so much for tuning back in. I know it's been a while, and thank you so much to our Patreon members for tuning in to this episode. We do appreciate you, and if you'd be interested in that, check us out at patreon.com/poddog. Plugs over. Codey, as is tradition with Let's Die lore, every season begins with the most hallowed of zomboners. We talk a little bit about zombies, and let's be real, it is the catalyst for so many impossible apocalyptic scenarios, right? There's been countless movies and video games and TV shows, books, comics, you name it. Zombies
Mhm.
are a popular thing. The market of media is oversaturated. Um, so to our podcast, yay! Like we bring it up every year, and we always bring in a new person. This year, it's your turn in the barrel to talk about zombies and where you stand on them and how you would survive against them.
Mhm.
Naturally, there's a bunch of different kinds. We'll just have a little conversation here and there, and then after the break, we'll jump in with Lore Master Adam and subject him to some lovely D&D light torture regarding zombies. So that should be fun as well. So Codey, the floor is yours. I'll shut the fuck up right now.
Yeah, so I guess like here I'll just monologue a little bit about my experience with zombies. So first of all, I will say I live with one. My dog, we joke, is a zombie all the time because he is very old and
Poor Remus. If you look at our episode art for season 5, you'll see a little pod dog in the bottom right corner. It is Remus with some headphones.
my little beagle boy.
He is a
Um,
sweet
he
child.
is a sweet child. He definitely is starting to get to the point in his life where he kind of looks like he's already dead.
That's so terrible. And speaking of which, you send me like occasional like videos of Remus,
I
who is
do.
literally yelling at you. Like if you had to like run in the house and you didn't have time to say hi to him for whatever reason, he just
Yeah.
yells at you. Like,
Yeah.
how could you? And are we doing that thing where like if the Patreon members join at a certain tier, we're gonna have you add them on. They can add you on
Yeah.
Snapchat.
Hey,
I've been thinking about that a lot.
yeah, if people if people subscribe at a certain tier that
Yeah.
is funny, I don't
check
know, we'll figure
check
it
the
out.
Patreon. By the time this comes out, it'll be up. But
Yeah.
check for the specific level. I don't know if it'll be 10 or 20, but it'll be one of those two,
But
most
yeah, it'll
likely.
be one of those and
Yeah.
it'll be like a level of like I mean, it's not like everyone at that is going to get it because I don't know if everyone wants it necessarily.
Eh,
But if
Never
they
gonna get it.
did, if they
Never gonna get it.
wanted
Never gonna get it.
that,
Never
then they
gonna.
can have it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
But yeah, so
And
I send on my Snap story a lot of the time I'll put like my dog,
mhm.
lots of pictures of my dog, so you would see that.
In the spirit of fairness, I feel like I have to also offer up my Snapchat, which
Oh,
I
you
will
don't have
also
to.
do. Oh, absolutely, I will. I don't mind at all. Now, of course, we won't, you know, we're not beholden to talk to you every day, but you're more,
I'm not promising a
Let's see.
streak.
Sure.
I'm not
No.
promising
Impossible to keep up with.
anything.
I'm a
Except you will see dog pictures.
at this point, I am a 37-year-old man. You have to remind me that the internet exists at this point because I'm out in the yard going, this blade of grass is a little bit too tall compared to the others.
Or you're out there with scissors.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And also I've been thinking like, Pokemon's such a huge part of like the content that we create with Pod Dog and After Dark Rye. Like I think check one of those tiers because you'll be able to be friends with me if you so wished. I don't promise gifts every day, but every once in a while, absolutely.
I'm already friends.
Occasional raid. So. That's correct. Moving on.
So zombies. So
I died.
Than my dog,
I'm dead right now.
Other than my dog, I'm trying to remember like the first experience that I had with zombies, but I will say I do remember playing Left 4 Dead and Left 4 Dead 2. Absolutely love those games. Horrifying.
Did you play Back 4 Blood?
Is that another Left 4 Dead?
So the same company, Turtle Rock, created the spiritual successor. It came out early 2022.
Oof.
And I'll send you some stuff later. If you like Left 4 Dead, then you'll probably like Back 4 Blood. It's very much Left 4 Dead without the Left 4 Dead name and the exact same type of special zombies. But it didn't quite hit on the same level. I think Left 4 Dead really, the ship came and went and sunk and died and turned into a ghost ship at this point because it just didn't hit the same. It's four-player co-op zombie campaigns, very well made, I'll say, but it just doesn't hit the same anymore. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if that. I think that speaks more less about the game itself because I think the game is very solid, and more about just where the gaming space is right now.
Yeah. Yeah, so I love those games. I played Zombies Run for a while, which is a completely different type of game. I don't know if everyone's played that, but it's basically
I don't even know what that is.
It's a phone game that I'm surprised you don't know what it is because you go running. So it's a phone game where it plays like a story for you while you are running. And it like tracks your GPS and it basically, so like it'll say like, okay, runner 5, like you need to run right now because you're trying to get to whatever. And then, or like you'll be running like at a jogging pace and then it'll say like, there's a zombie behind you. And then you have to like run really fast to get away from the zombie. So it makes you sprint.
So it's incentivizing exercise.
Yes.
That's actually fucking dope. I actually really like that.
And
Can you link me?
Yeah. And it has a couch to 5K option as well. So it like can train you how to do a run. So I did that for a while.
Oh gosh, are you okay? I thought, are you turning into a zombie as we speak?
A little bit.
Okay. All right.
But I did that for a while. I just stopped running because I hate it. But you can listen to the story without running as well. It's like, cause you can just like listen to it. And the story is like I was getting emotional at times because it's actually a really good story.
Wow, that's impressive. So I'm definitely into it. I definitely need a tool to get back more into running because if there's one thing that at least I could always bank on, it's that I'm faster than the next guy, or at least have more stamina than the next guy to run further. And that was the case when Let's Die was a thing back in 2020. Since the pandemic, and I kind of like let running fall by the wayside. I just don't love it anymore. I don't like the feeling. It sucks. I'm trying to get back into it again. And instead of running the mile that I wanted to do, I ran about 0.8 and I was like, fuck this, I'm going home.
Better than nothing.
Yeah. So, but I definitely need it. I mean, look at me. I look like, I look like a fleshed potato. It is.
No.
That's a merch idea. Fleshed potato.
I feel like I want to institute for this podcast every time you make a self-deprecating joke, you have
That's
you
kind
have
of the
to do
point.
Something.
Oh no.
It's
like
not
what?
Supposed to be self-deprecating.
Okay. You think about it.
We are a loving podcast here. We are trying to survive and thrive.
Okay, that's fair. But we're also a comedy podcast, so if it's funny, then absolutely I'll do it.
No. Okay, and
okay,
then
bye.
I also played The Last of Us. Love that game. I didn't get to play the second one, but I loved the first one. I like actually borrowed my friend's PlayStation and borrowed his and like bought the game. Actually, so I borrowed his PlayStation, bought the game, and then gave him the game afterwards. But I wanted to play that game so bad.
That's pretty dope. I
Really love that
saw
game.
I saw some playthroughs of it, but at
Hmm.
being a filthy Xbox man,
Yeah,
you know,
same.
it's just not something that's available to me.
Yep.
So
So I had to
sorry.
borrow. Worth it though. So then
The
movies.
what do you feel about the Last of Us movie?
So that's I don't know. I need to look into all of that. I've not seen
I
it.
mean,
I don't.
obviously it's not out yet, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I'll watch it when it's out for sure,
Let's
but
see.
because the story was amazing. That was another game that
Oh,
almost made
okay,
me
so it's
cry.
an HBO series. Why did I say it like that?
Not out yet though.
Why did I say it like HBO series?
Ew.
Ooh. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hang on a second. This article is very confused. Because
Maybe
it
not true.
well no, it's mentioning Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland and
Antonio
and
Banderas.
Antonio Banderas. You're seeing the same thing I'm seeing. And I'm like, that's a different that's Uncharted.
Excuse me?
Which by the way, the Uncharted movie? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Eh.
I liked it. I thought it was good. Not knowing anything about Uncharted, I thought it was a good action movie.
January 15th is when The Last of Us starts.
Wow. So like here in
So,
like 2 weeks.
yeah.
Wow. Do we
So
need to
we're
do a Last of Us episode? Like I
I
feel like
think we're going to like during the end. I'm going to add it
okay. So
to
I
the
have
list.
HBO Plus. Like I
I do
don't have an
too.
excuse to watch it. Are we gonna like watch it together?
We can.
I think
And
that'd be
then
fun.
at the end, after the season finale, have an episode about it. That'd be super fun.
By the way, Last of Us, the zombies and that, with the inspiration being drawn from the cordyceps fungus, is
Mm-hmm.
fucking fantastic.
Yep.
Mwah. Chef's kiss to zombie lore. There's
That
been,
was, yeah, that was the next thing I was going to talk about.
yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you to
No, you're fine,
sidetrack
but
you so hard.
it's super great though.
It is, and they're just the design of them looks so creepy and terrifying. And cordyceps fungus, if you don't know, dear listener, is a real world type of fungus. I don't know how many species there are, but there's a lot of them, and that each species specializes in parasitizing a specific type of insect or arachnid, arthropods
Mm-hmm.
in general. Um, what they do is it's a fungus that when it infects, let's say for instance, the most commonly known is the ant. You've seen this on National Geographic. This is where like the pop culture consensus of it kind of came about. It infects an ant. It somehow affects their behavior so that they'll climb like a little twig or something, and then they'll start the spore, they'll die. First of all, they'll
Mm-hmm.
latch on with their jaws, they'll die. The cordyceps fungus will start growing from their skulls and poof, burst out some spores, which will then spread over the colony and infect more individuals.
Mm-hmm.
um, Ants, however, are really smart. If they detect another ant that is infected with cordyceps, they'll drag it as far away from the nest as possible, and then those workers won't return to the nest either.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
They'll literally like they'll be like, "Well, we're done."
and I invite you to please Google cordyceps fungi, because even though it's like horrifying, like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you'll see it affect things like moths and spiders and things like that. Even though it's horrifying, it's this weird like beauty and death thing. Like it's bizarre. It's just the way the fungus emerges from the animal just looks so science fiction and freaky that
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of just beautiful in a weird morbid way.
Especially if you see the like time lapse videos of it.
Yeah,
Bonkers.
it's mind blowing. Unfortunately, the Last of Us zombies are not beautiful. They're just fucking terrifying.
Yup.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was probably like I had to take a break from that game because it was freaking me out. And then I
Really.
started getting nightmares. I mean, like, and I normally am not I mean, I get nightmares a lot, but I'm not normally the type of person that like my nightmares stop me from living or stop me from doing anything. But that was a moment when I was like, oof, I can't. Um, yeah. So the cordyceps fungus. So specifically, the zombie ant one is Ophiocordyceps unilateralis. And yeah, super crazy. Was discovered by Alfred Russel Wallace.
I never met him.
He was he kind of independently thought of something very similar to natural selection around the same time that Darwin did. And then Alfred Russel Wallace reached out to Darwin's friend. Welcome to natural history,
Well,
science history.
hold on.
Alfred Russel Wallace reached out to
Hold on,
to
before you continue, I just want to
uh,
interrupt you. Never apologize for that, because I mean, we mentioned that you're kind of, you're a
I'm
doctoral
a
candidate
freaking
working on it.
nerd.
We didn't explain, just in case someone doesn't know, and
Yeah.
maybe they didn't listen to episode 0 or heard your many appearances on It's Super Effective or your appearances on After Dark Rye. uh, you're an entomologist, which
Mm-hmm.
is a scientist in the study of the way of insects
Mm-hmm.
specifically. And your specific specialty is the knees, right?
The bees of the knees,
The bees and the knees.
the knees of the bees. Yeah, I study plant pollinator network
Yeah.
interactions, specifically solitary bees, native solitary bees to North America.
Yeah. So if you guys remember the early days when Taylor was my co-host, she's a hydrologist, a water scientist. So we
Mm-hmm.
got a scientist back for the show, a smarty pants. We can actually have
Mm.
direction instead of all this comedy nonsense that I've been pushing on us for so many years. Oh
Yeah.
boy. But I'm sorry. Please continue.
I was just going to say Alfred Russel Wallace reached out to Charles Lyell, who was a geologist in Darwin's time, and was like, have you heard of this? Or have you heard of someone that has like a theory like this? And Lyell told Darwin, and Darwin was like, oh my gosh, this kid's going to scoop me. And he literally was like, he emailed, or not emailed, he sent a letter to Lyell and was basically like, how can I reach out to this younger scientist and we can just like have a way that we present these research and these data to the public in a way that doesn't seem like I'm trying to like steal the stage and like sneak out all this stuff, because he said like there was like a literal quote of him saying something along the lines of like, I would rather burn my 30 years of research than have people think like that I like stole from this person.
That was Darwin saying
Yeah,
that?
Darwin said
Okay.
that to Lyell. And so they ended up having a symposium together about evolution and natural selection, in which Alfred Russel Wallace and Darwin published their and like showed to the public their theories of natural selection
Mm-hmm.
and evolution. And of course, because Darwin had 30 years of data, he was the one that, rather than Russell Wallace, just had like an inkling at the point. Like he'd only done it for like 5 years or something.
Got you.
Darwin was the one that was like known
What
for
a
it.
kick in the fucking pants, too. You've been working on something for 5 years, not a small amount of time,
Yeah.
generally speaking. Like five
Yeah.
years on a project is a
Yeah.
long time. And then this guy's like, yeah, so I've been doing this for 30.
Here's all my
Oh
data.
yeah, you can just go ahead and toss yourself in the trash, guy.
But he
Uh,
specifically didn't want that to happen. Like he
right,
specifically
right.
wanted it because science is a collaborative endeavor. It is
Absolutely.
not like a I am better than you because I've been whatever. And so and because
Most of the time.
Wallace, yeah. Wallace was looking at it in a completely different area. So a lot of Darwin stuff, as we know, is from South America, but Wallace was it more of like Malaysia, not Malaysia. I guess Malaysia, like the Oceania area. Um, and so he was in a completely different area of the world. Anyway,
Yeah.
Wallace was the one that discovered
Well,
the
it's very
zombie influence.
well, it's very nice of Darwin to not be like, fuck you, guy, because if it was
No, he was a true gentleman
yeah,
scholar.
absolutely. Because
Getting
If it was Cope and Marsh, they would be like, "Oh yeah, I stepped on your bones, buddy.
it was
I found this dinosaur first. Now I'll hire hitmen to blow up your quarry."
blah. Okay. The last two things I wanted to mention re zombies was I really like Walking Dead. I
Okay.
haven't watched it for a while.
One would argue that The Walking Dead's not about zombies, but sure,
It's true.
it's true. It's the true horror of Walking Dead are the survivors we meet along the way.
We are the
Oh,
Walking Dead.
oh my
Yeah.
gosh! Wow, we just unpacked that whole series for you, listener. If you've never seen The Walking Dead, you figured it out right now.
Whoop, there it is.
Whoa, there it is.
I do really like that, but the last thing about re zombies that
It
I
is a good
wanted
show.
to
I don't want to make it sound like I didn't like it either, but
no, I did.
yeah.
Yeah. The last thing
Drama.
about zombies is I struggle with like, so for a lot of monsters,
Hmm.
it's like feasible, right? Like
Well, it
some of them are
depends.
feasible.
Like, what pop culture thing are we talking about? Like, as Resident Evil, I highly doubt Nemesis is feasible. Or, well, but then again, pharmaceutical companies are very scary. Who knows what they're doing?
Yeah.
I definitely don't trust them. Sponsored by Reflexa. Reflexa for when your joints are not feeling so good.
So that's my point. So for example, uh, about a year ago, I had knee surgery.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Did
on the
you take Reflexa?
I did not. I was on the table for, like I wasn't really using my left leg for a little bit, and within like a week my muscles were atrophying. So zombies just don't make sense because your body atrophies so, like the muscles in your body atrophy so quickly, and there's no way that they would like maintain rigidity in their bot, like their bones wouldn't like it just, I don't like, I think about it, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, these, it's like not even feasible biologically for
Right.
zombies to be a thing. Like it's more, it would be feasible for someone, for an alive human to like have something, like have a disease that they are transmitting or something like that, like the cordyceps, like Last of Us,
Mm-hmm.
like these are like people are still alive, like they're still alive, but their minds and bodies have been taken over by a thing, versus like, when you see people like zombies that have like the flesh like melting off of them and like they're actively decomposing, they wouldn't be able to move.
Correct. And
Like,
actually, that's a good. I'm sure I've mentioned it in previous Let's Die episodes regarding zombies, but like World War Z, the book, not the movie, which has nothing to do with the book.
yeah.
Um, a big part of what helps defeat the zombies is just being up north where there's harsher winters,
Yep.
because in the biological world, if you freeze, you die. Your
Yep.
cells can't survive it. That's why we can't wake up Walt Disney. There's just no
Rip.
coming back from being frozen.
Rip.
Even if for some supernatural reason the brain is still got some sort of activity, and maybe it's just a jaw going like, they're not, the rest of the body is just not going to be able to do nothing, right?
Unless you're a fish or a frog that has those specific, like, because
Yeah,
there are some things that have evolved to be able to unfreeze
unless
themselves, but
you
not
take
humans.
Reflexa.
No,
Side
Reflexa does
effects
nothing.
include uh, turning amphibious, um, being able to survive at high and low altitudes, and growing several arms and giant eyeballs upon your shoulder.
Can I pick the location of the eyeballs?
But well, of course not, dear. It's
Well, then I
just they
don't.
just show up wherever they show up. That's the
Okay, I
thing.
don't want it then.
Yeah, but your joints will feel like brand new. Uh, uh, uh.
Your
uh
joints will be great, but
I
your
I
shoulder
actually
eyeball might develop
had to
cataracts.
Google Reflexa because it's just a name that I just made up off the top of my head, just to make sure it wasn't an actual pharmaceutical drug and that I'd have to fucking beep. And it's actually just a plant, so we're
Oh,
good.
we're good.
We're good.
Don't sue us.
Uh, so transitioning that,
Mm-hmm.
what's your zombie plan? All right, you see it on the news, you get home from work. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, right? Like, you're not one of the people trapped in traffic. You get home from a long day at work,
Mm-hmm.
you turn on the TV, and it's a national emergency. It's one of those things that's obviously so big that it's dominating every channel on TV. You can't help but see it.
Mm-hmm.
Zombies are among us. What is Codey Mathis's plan for surviving in a zombie apocalypse?
So I'm gonna skip over one thing because it's morbid, but I would.
Oh, hang on. Is it what I'm thinking? Is thinking?
What do you think it is?
Are you like just offing yourself from the get go? Because that's
Oh
what.
no.
Oh, okay, yeah, you can't do that. Offing yourself and your loved ones so they don't have to suffer the horrors of zombiness does not. We're a comedy podcast. You don't have to bring that stuff up, so it's fine. It's fine.
Exactly. Okay, so
Okay.
I would go to like a warehouse. Like you got to find like a warehouse, like a distribution center of like food or something like that. Because everyone's going to go to the
Okay.
grocery stores, right? Like everyone is going to be like, I'm going to go
So,
loot Walmart.
okay. Yeah, I definitely would avoid those places like
Yeah.
Walmart, like you said, or pharmacies. Pharmacies are going to get blasted.
I don't really need
Um,
anything. I don't
right.
care about being depressed during the zombie apocalypse.
But but I mean having access to certain things that certainly is useful, especially if you team up with other people and have that suffer from ailments. Um, I would say like I like the idea of going to a warehouse. The problem with that is warehouses employ usually lots of people.
Mm-hmm.
There's a high turnover rate too, so there's lots of people. So let's say the Frito-Lay warehouse is like a couple miles down the road. You're not
I'm
the
not
only
going to
person.
that.
Well, I'm just saying, like, well, you got to go to a. You're going to a warehouse for supplies first.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, you'll be contending with the staff. That's probably because let's be honest, if you worked at a warehouse that's filled with food and the zombies come, you're gonna go straight to where you work because you have access. You can just drive right in, and
Mm-hmm.
then two, you know where all the best stuff is to grab.
Mm-hmm.
So you're contending with that. So
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely be careful. I think early enough in the panic, I
Mm-hmm.
think you're less likely to run into people that are gonna like cave your head in with a baseball bat and steal your stuff. So I think
Yeah.
you're probably okay to let's just say, assuming you can get access to the warehouse to begin with.
Yeah. I don't
So
know.
let's just say that you gain access to a warehouse. I mean, obviously, management and the employees probably don't care that much.
No, I
Their
don't.
warehouse is probably filled enough so that everyone can get as much as they can get,
Yeah.
and you're not actually fighting someone for these resources yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um,
So
let's
I agree.
say that you fill your car with some food, maybe some water or something like. What's next? What you gonna do?
Just go off the grid. I'd
Off
probably
the
go up.
grid.
Yeah, I'd probably go up into Sproul State Forest, which is just north of me in central Pennsylvania.
Okay. Thank you for elaborating because I was just gonna say off the grid. You got to give me more info than that. So you're just going
No,
into a
so
state forest.
yeah, so I did a lot of research up in those state forests and I know a lot of the back roads. So I know like places and
Mm-hmm.
areas that would be good. I actually know where a couple like abandoned like houses, like
Mm-hmm.
decrepit, like falling down houses are. I feel pretty confident in my ability to handle rattlesnakes and bears and all that.
For sure.
um, so I'd probably just go off the grid.
Plus, those things aren't like terribly common anyway.
They are up there.
Well, okay, but still, like,
They are up there. I
uh,
saw 8 bears in one day.
wow. I've
Monday.
lived in West Virginia like most of my life, and I've never seen a bear, and we have tons of bears.
Yeah, I saw 8.
Um, to that
Crazy.
end, like for me, like I could literally walk out my backyard, enter the woods, and disappear, and no one would ever find me again.
Mm.
Um,
Is
I
that what
can't.
you would do? Like, what's your plan?
Let's see. Well, what's gonna get me killed is that I actually care and love my friends and family, and I just could not live with myself knowing that I didn't do everything within my power to make sure they were safe.
Yeah.
I would inevitably that would get me killed.
Yeah.
Trying to protect other people because also I couldn't live with myself if even if it was just a stranger.
Yeah.
I could not live with myself if I did not help somebody. There's
Yeah.
too many older people on my street. There's too many well, there's not a lot of people with small kids, but you get the sentiment, right? Like
Yeah.
um there's just no shot that I'm not going to protect other people that can't protect themselves. I
Yeah.
just couldn't live with myself if I wasn't that way. Um and that's definitely going to get me absolutely slaughtered. I'm
Yeah.
dead. I'm as good as dead. But if I'm prioritizing my own survival, uh, non-negotiable. My dog is coming with me. I don't
Okay.
care. She's not a food source. She's a sweet baby angel, and I
She's
will
great.
protect her till my very last breath.
Yeah.
She'll also get me killed because she does not know how to be quiet.
So okay, so that was my kind of morbid thing. Is the literally the first thing that I would do is I would kill my dog.
No, you can't.
That's
No,
what I would
not
do.
allowed. No, in these real scenarios, your dog is coming with you and he's
He
going to
is
be okay.
old. He is loud. A zombie is going to come running at him, and he's going to be so excited about seeing a person.
Oh,
And
that's
he's
so
going to
cute.
run right up to it, and then it's going to eat him. And I can't
Luckily,
see that. I
luckily that's
can't
not going to
see that.
happen because you're getting in your car, driving to a
No,
warehouse, loading up with food, and then driving to the forest with your
he's
dog
going
in
to
the
be
car. He'll be
loud.
protected.
He
But
is
he'll be in the
going to be
car. He'll be protected.
loud.
It'll be
He
fine.
is like, mm-mm, nope.
Nope, it'll be
I will
fine.
say my boyfriend would probably like come find me,
I would
or
hope
something.
so.
Like we would have,
That would
I
get
don't
him
know.
killed looking for you. To be real, I don't want to dox your boyfriend, but he lives in one of the most populated cities in America, and just getting out of there is going to be like a tasty flesh bottleneck. A lot of difficulty with that.
I think that's the big thing. I'd probably like literally send him like a location. And I would even like
And hope
he's
it
been
gets there.
well, he's
Yeah.
been there. He's been there to like some of the places that I'm thinking of.
Hmm.
We've gone
There you
hiking
go.
there. And so I could literally just be like, meet me here, and
Yeah.
I would just hope he found it.
Yeah. Hopefully, because
So,
he's in like one of the worst. Like,
yeah.
it's okay if I say the name of the city, right?
Yeah, he's
Like,
in
I
New
mean,
York.
yeah,
There's
he's in New
like
York City. Like,
million people there.
yeah,
So
like good luck
like,
finding this one person's boyfriend in the city, like to say
yeah.
hi. I don't know, whatever, you
Yeah.
creeper. But yeah, New York City, like the only place worse that I can imagine being in a zombie apocalypse would be like maybe Los Angeles.
Or like an island.
I think an island's not so bad, depending on which island we're talking about. Like uh Long Island maybe not so much, but like maybe like a cute little quaint island off the coast of Washington State would be pretty dope.
But like an island would suck if you were in if like a zombie outbreak happened on the
If it
island.
got there, yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
that's what I was talking
Hmm.
about. I would 1000% go to Whidbey Island, which is one of the Puget Sound Islands that you
um
just mentioned. I would 1,000,000% go
I
there. Like I want to retire there, honestly.
Islands are a legit good they're a solid plan if you can secure one with
Yeah.
people that you can trust. um you know then it's a legit plan, assuming zombies can't for whatever reason just walk on the bottom of the ocean and get to you, which
Hmm.
shouldn't be a thing that exists, if we're using like the actual laws of natures and not like weird World War Z book logic.
Hmm.
Then yeah, that's a great thing. I also
Yeah.
like going up north with brutal winters, which I fucking hate winter, but do what I got to do.
Come find me in the Pennsylvania wilderness.
I'll, send me the location. We'll see. I'll show up with all my friends and family, with my arm chopped off where I got bit that one time and they had to
Yeah.
saw it off to save my life, that sort of
Yeah.
thing.
Okay.
Um, Me and Tuntun will show up, the pod dog, and
The
her and Remus will
BB.
just yell at each other.
Mm.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. So, my earliest thing, see, I can't think of the earliest experience with zombies that I can think of. The earliest like film, okay, I'll film not too crazy. I think it was 28 Days Later, um, which introduced the concept of like running zombies. Like they're not undead. They're just like
Hmm.
basically people with super rabies that just want to tear you apart. Uh
Hmm.
Horrifying.
Yeah.
The probably like the second worst type of zombie. Well, I don't know about second worst type, but one of the worst types of like more accurate depictions of zombies. I'm not including things like necromorphs or mutated Resident Evil
Hmm.
super zombies or supernatural demonic fly around like Evil Dead type zombies. I'm not thinking about that. But like truly like the sprinting around ones. Oh,
Like rabies zombies is
yeah.
horrifying to me. Like especially because I work in a wildlife center and rabies is a thing there like that we run into every now and then, and I've been chased by a rabid raccoon once.
That's not fun.
It's freaking horrifying. And to imagine that that was a human doing it. So, yeah, not a fan.
Yeah. So, but like my earliest, I think, actual memory that has to deal with anything with zombies was I wanted to play Resident Evil 2 so bad as a little boy. So bad. All my friends were talking about it. It was in all the cool magazines like EGM and GamePro.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is like the most awesome thing ever. And then one day my dad decided, he's like, I got a surprise for you. And He's like, you know that game you've been wanting to play? And of course, I thought he bought it for me. I'm a fool.
Mm-hmm.
And he showed, from behind his back, he showed me like the Blockbuster, rental. I'm like, oh, you just rented it. I wanna, being
Yeah.
an ungrateful little shit. But beggars can't be choosers. I took those discs up to my PlayStation, put them in, and after the opening intro, have you ever seen the intro to Resident Evil 2?
I don't think so.
So basically, yada 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 happens, and a semi truck crashes.
Okay.
Um, Leon is being besieged by zombies. Like the semi truck crashes, and it separates Leon from, I think it's Claire. Oh God, the comments are gonna kill me. So there's like two different discs, right? You can play Resident Evil 2 from either perspective, either Leon or
Okay,
Claire's
okay.
perspective. Uh, when that semi truck crashes, it separates them and puts them on either side, and then you experience the game from those different. It goes from there.
What? They can't just walk around the semi
No,
truck?
no, it's like fire and zombies and rubble and debris. But as soon as you gain control of the character after the cutscene, there's just zombies standing around, slowly starting to shuffle towards you. And I was so scared, like in that instant moment of stress, that I hit the power button on my PlayStation. Didn't jump into my bed. I jumped over my bed intentionally into that little space between the bed and the wall, and I just let the blankets like wrap me up like some
Yeah.
kind of pussy taco and just be scared the rest of the night. And yeah, couldn't play scary games since.
So I think you reminded me of my first. We can wrap this up with this. You reminded me of my first zombie experience, and it was the Redeads in Zelda. So in Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, there are these things called the Redeads, and like if you get within their line of sight, you like become paralyzed. Your character becomes paralyzed with fear, and like the scream happens, and it like zooms in, and like you're just watching them like shamble towards you.
That
And then
sounds
if they and
terrifying.
then if they like get close enough within range, they jump on your back like a little zombie backpack, and they like bite your neck, and you're just trying to like shake them off. And I was horrified by these as a kid. Absolutely horrified.
That's awful,
Um,
and I hate it.
yeah. So that was probably my first experience with them. I'm trying to find like a one to show you. 'Cause
Yeah,
all of
send
the
it.
pictures I'm finding are not of anyway,
You
scary.
encountered a zombie like a couple months ago with the Mario episode. It was a zombie turtle,
I
full of
told you I live with a
skeleton turtles.
zombie.
Oh no, he's a baby boy.
He's a baby boy.
We're gonna take a quick break. At the
Mhm.
other end of that, Cody, me and you will return,
Mhm.
and we will subject our test subject, Lore Master Adam, to a brutal series of D&D like gaming, which I hope that everyone enjoys to the fullest extent that torture and legality allow. Uh, but yeah, so we'll see you on the other end of that break. Cody, is there anything you want to say before that part?
Let's see if he dies or survives.
Ooh, okay, all right, I'll shut the fuck up.
I'm recording.
The recording is in progress. The progress is one that is recording. And we are back. Cody, we took a short break of approximately about 2 weeks. How you feeling now? You nice and refreshed? I mean, I just heard you about 30 seconds ago. The
Yeah,
audience.
I don't know. I mean, I think that I'm feeling like a zombie.
Yeah, I totally. I imagine. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you could had to fend off a zombie with any weapon, what would you choose?
Bow and arrow.
A bow and arrow?
Mhm.
That's a terrible idea. What if it like sneaks up on you? You don't have time to notch an arrow. I like that it's silent though, and you can
So
recover
it's
the
silent.
ammunition.
The thing is, in most of the games that I play and everything, I'm always a ranged attacker. And bow and arrow, you can retrieve the arrows and reuse them, which is
Words
pretty
of the
dope.
wise, you never have to reload a baseball bat. And speaking of games, this is, dear listener, if you've never listened to the show before, oh, what a treat. This is the little experimental site where we subject our test subjects to torment. A lot of T's, a lot of T alliterations there. Codey, what do you say we load up our little piggies into the little launcher?
I'm not gonna say that they're pigs, but let's go.
I said little piggies.
No, let's kill some people.
Test subject into chamber. Preparing the chamber. Firing test subject into testing site in 3, 2, 1.
And our test piggies for the day are going to be Klayshen and Nicodemus Rexx. Klayshen, how are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Klayshen, you are the leader of a gang of notorious rebels that likes to cause trouble around the town. You wear leather jackets and pompadours, called the Watchers of the Stuff. Is that right?
That is true.
A podcast show where you guys do things like do things and watch stuff.
That is things. Yes.
Nick, you are a artist, professional and otherwise, both in your spare time and abroad. Am I wrong?
I mean, it would be hard to be more accurate without getting very specifically into what I draw.
Right. So I know that you draw specifically artistic things.
Exactly.
Is that too broad?
You nailed it.
Oh, okay.
I draw things and stuff.
Things and stuff. Wow.
Yes. Preferably people and robots.
I have the podcast for you that you should guest on then if you're into drawing stuff. Because they're into looking at stuff. Wow. Welcome back. Folks, you might remember Nick from many seasons of Nick. I subjected him to so much torment. We played Skyrim and was it Jurassic World Revealed?
God, yeah, those flipping Alexa games or
yeah,
whatever.
we played so much Alexa games, Nick.
God. Remember the one they crashed when we were like 5 feet from the ending or whatever?
Yeah. What a content. Y'all might remember Cisco from our other shows like Pokemon After Dark Rye or the other Pod Dog show, as I previously mentioned, Watchers of the Stuff. And this is both of y'all's. Well, it's not Nick's first time, but it's Cisco's first time. And people can expect to see one or two or both or one or the other every so often as our like series mainstays here for season 5. Codey, I can't talk anymore. I just simply cannot. The brain is dying on all fronts.
That's totally fine. Yeah. So basically, second half of these podcasts, we subject our guests. What did you call them? Subjects. The subject our subjects.
It's not easy to say.
Torment. To torment. To see if they will die, survive. Who knows?
Yeah.
Revenant. If they become revenants, you never know.
You heard the momputer. She loaded the test piggies into the chambers and fired them into the side. Codey, give me a location.
We are in a forest.
You both find yourself crashing through the trees of a darkened forest. The branches slow your testing capsules down as you land and you wake among the rubble. Climbing to, let's see here. Cisco?
All right.
Ooh, you see jack shit. It's too dark. You are buried beneath the rubble of your capsule. And Nick, you are capable of seeing your immediate area. Although I can't say that Cisco's anywhere near you. Let's start with you. Nick, what would you like to do?
Well, first, I thank goodness that the aliens didn't steal my pants this time.
Oh, pretty generous calling me and Codey aliens. We're more like Jigsaw. If Jigsaw were handsome, attractive, and funny.
I see. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I'm gonna take a look around. Take stock of said surroundings. See what's what.
You see the faint glimmer of light in the distance through the trees. However, you cannot make out exactly what it is. Cisco, what are you up to?
Probably unburying myself.
Unburying yourself. Let's see if you're strong enough to do that, shall we? Ooh, bad news. Codey, do you mind? I've given you a few stacks of fancy Let's Die cards here. Very professionally made. If you wouldn't mind drawing from them a skull card.
So here we have a skull card. I have just shuffled, and we have A demobat.
Oh, my lord. Cisco, you hear faintly in the distance a screeching, that of which sounds very bad.
Oh shit.
Cody, can you give me a screeching demo bat?
I'm like a bird.
Noise suppression.
I think it has hiccups.
Yeah, it might be in the middle of a laughing fit. Probably watched a funny YouTube video or something. Nick, what are you up to, buddy?
Well, if I hear that, I do hear that, right?
Well, let's find out. Yes, you did in fact hear it.
All right.
And in
Well,
fact,
then-
it sounded pretty closer to you than it would have sounded to Cisco.
all right. Well, I'm going to, I'm going to make my way for some. Do I see any brush or anything I can kind of use to partially conceal my location?
Nick, I hate to tell this to you, buddy, but you're in a forest. There's
Yeah.
brush all around you.
Okay, excellent. Like I didn't know if because you got some of those forests where like the growth is just so old that like you can't grow any of that small stuff.
No, it's
yeah.
it's just a normal forest.
All right. Well, in that case,
Normal forest at nighttime. Yeah.
I'm going to presume I'm not aware of my fellow test subject at the moment, and I'm gonna go low. What's up?
Oh, I was just gonna say, very, very smart. You are not aware. I was waiting for one of y'all to notice, but you are correct.
Yeah, no metagaming here.
Damn right. Hell yeah.
All right, I'm gonna. I see the light. You said there's light. I'm gonna start kind of making my way that way, but I'm gonna be cautious and stick low to the ground.
Thank you, Jesus. He sees the light. Let's see how you do. Oh man, you make a ton of noise. That's
I'm down in the brush, but I'm like elbowing all the bushes.
Yeah,
while I'm like covering myself in mud, but like not quietly. Yes.
You hear the unmistakable sounds of moans and groans as you're stumbling through the woods, snapping on limbs. You hear as though the sound of others tromping through the woods begin to come towards you. Fortunately, however, the screeching sound that you had heard sounds like it's getting further away. Cisco, you want to try again to climb from the rubble? Oh, what was that, Cody? I didn't hear that bat. That was so quiet, no one heard it.
Moving farther away.
Bats.
The bat must have left. If we can't hear it, it must have
Got
left.
bored.
Cisco, you managed to pull yourself from the rubble. You find among it a little note that says, "We're sorry for the poor construction of this test tube. We will work on future versions for your comfort. Sincerely, B and C." What are you doing, buddy?
I'm going to look around and see if because did I know what that sound was?
Do you know what that sound was? Oh, wow. Cody, this is what we call in D&D terms a nat 20. Go ahead and grab one of those little gifty cards with the present on them and give us one.
You have a crusty fedora.
Oh, lovely. So, Cisco, not only do you know exactly what that sound is, it's a demobat, commonly known from the Stranger Things series. You also find among the rubble a crusty fedora.
Why is that a gift?
I guess it's from the fedora that me and Vinny wear in our leather trench coats around town where we're causing mayhem.
Could be. Never know. What are you doing?
I'm going to look around. I know. I'm guessing demobat. I have not seen Stranger Things. I'm guessing demobats are bad. They're like the Demogorgon. I guess they're bad.
I'm just gonna go ahead and give you spoiler. This is a freebie. If it's from Stranger Things and it has demo at the beginning of its name, it's not good.
Okay.
It's one of the skull cards. It's not good.
I'm going to look for a item to defend myself with.
An item to defend yourself with. You find, other than a crusty fedora, among the wreckage, just a pipe, just a nice metal pipe.
Okay. I guess we're going BioShock on this. No, actually, no pipe. We're going Bendy and Ink Machine on this. Let's go.
You hear the screech again. This time, it's much closer than it was previously.
Okay. Is there anywhere I can hide?
Well, we'll get to that in just a
Okay.
moment. Nick, what are you doing other than like waking up the entire forest?
That's a good question. Let's see. So you said I heard sounds approaching. Like my initial feeling is, oh yay, I'm saved, and then I remembered that I was kidnapped by mad scientists, and so probably not.
Well, mad
Uh,
scientist and
or
mad
something.
podcast host, I guess.
So I'm going to move. I'm going to try to see if I can see where those sounds are coming from.
Oof. That's going to be difficult to do in a forest at night. But let's, God damn it. Codey, will you mind drawing me one of those fancy present cards again? God damn it.
Okay, let me give him a shuffle. And we have ooh, it's a blank card, which means it's my choice.
Oh no.
So he's finding something now?
I mean, you can give him whatever you want. Anything.
Well,
Could be a boat.
It's a good card. So you are going to see a path through the forest.
Hey, winning.
A path through the forest becomes apparent to you as your eyes adjust to the dim light. And not only that, but you can see coming through the woods towards your direction a series of shadowy figures. They're moving slowly, but they're also making a audible groans and moans. It doesn't, yeah, roughly like Codey before a cup of coffee in the morning. Correct. Yes. So
You don't want to mess with that.
What would you like to do with this information, Nick?
I'm gonna dang on it. Like, hello. I call out like, hello. Y'all need any help?
Well,
if I don't get an answer, I'm out of here. That's all there is to it.
their moans and groans increase in frequency as though they crave. Oh yeah, like the McRib is back, and baby, they gotta get it.
Oh no, it's not the McRib, it's the Nick Rib. No.
Yeah, then absolutely. They want a piece of that. They want some sexy Rexy. They start hauling ass towards you is what they're gonna do. And we'll have to see what you do about that in just a minute. Cisco, you have your pipe. The screeching got a little bit closer. What are you up to, my friend?
Like, so what do I see around me besides like
You see a faint light in the distance through the trees. Other than that, it's a typical dark forest, not including the crash site.
okay,
And the crusty fedora.
and the crusty fedora. I'm gonna start slowly making my way to the towards the light.
Okay. Are you bringing stuff with you?
I'm bringing my pipe and the crusty fedora. I don't know
Sweet.
I don't know what else I have.
You enter the tree line and you just see a direction that the light is coming from. Let's see here. You do hear the ruckus coming from a distance, but it doesn't sound like it's coming towards you. However, you do hear a screech getting closer to you, ever yet still. Well, there it is.
Hey.
I like how the mic doesn't want to pick it up until like it picked it up perfectly that time.
Because I didn't shelter my face.
Nick, buddy, you're up, my guy.
All right. Well, these guys don't seem that friendly, so I take off at a brisker than average jog down this path because I don't want to trip and die.
I'd say so. I think stealth is probably out the window at this point.
Yeah, I wasn't doing so good with that anyway.
That is what we call in DD terms a nat 1. Codey, would you mind drawing one of those fancy skull cards for me, please?
We have bees.
Bees. Nick, as you're running down the path, your foot catches a root. You fall face first, and you disturb an underground nest of bees. They come
Not the bees.
erupting forward through all and swarming you all over your body.
And I will specify, as the entomologist here, you ran into Bombus pennsylvanicus, which is a bumblebee, and they can sting multiple times.
Aw, I love bumblebees, but not right now. Not in this
they are
context.
mad at you, and they are stinging multiple times and emitting alarm pheromones. So they're going to follow you for a hot minute. What you doing next?
Yeah, they were taking a bee nap and you disturbed it. So you got to get a taste of bee justice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna keep on down the path. I mean, there's not really anywhere else to go unless any convenient bogs appear that I could fling myself into.
Unfortunately, there is no convenient bog, but you
God
are
damn it.
able to pick yourself up from the ground, swatting as the bees as you continue to run away at a brisk pace. Let's see here. The
Just gotta
shadow.
say, I thought I was playing Nicodemus Rexx, not Nicolas Cage.
Well, the shadowy figures have not lost ground. They seem to be keeping pace with you. Cisco, you've
I'm
entered the team, right?
gonna jump in here for a second because
Sure.
you're getting stung multiple times.
Oh,
So we got to
right.
roll for venom.
Sure. The symbiote. Let's see if it bonds to your exoskeleton to
No.
create. Oh,
We are rolling to see. So this is for your resistance against the venom.
yeah.
And you rolled an 18, so you're not swelling that bad.
Oh, good.
So-
Yeah, because I'm not really into the black metal. You know, Venom not really my favorite band.
Yeah.
So just to be safe, I rolled at disadvantage here. He's only been stung a solid 9 times.
Cool. But
That's a big oof, Captain.
you're not like if I had rolled a 1, you would have been like allergic, like really bad. But you're not, so you're good.
This is where if this show had, like made a ton of money, that you'd be in serious trouble because we'd have a production staff there release bees in the room with you.
To make it real obvious.
Yeah,
Okay, we're good.
Cisco,
Hmm.
what you doing, pal?
Let's see here. So I'm in the tree line. I guess I hear the demobat getting closer still. Okay. That do I hear anything? Do I hear like him fall or anything? Hear bees or all the zombies or whatever? Just shadowy figures moaning.
Probably wouldn't hear the bees at this distance. However, you do hear quite the ruckus coming. It's roughly, let's see, you could tell it's probably roughly 100 yards in the direction of the light.
I'm gonna jump in here. Let's make it 100 meters. We are a metric system podcast.
Approximately 100 centimeters.
That's not very. That's
awfully
1
low.
meter. Standing right in front of you.
Oh hi.
100 meters.
Okay. So about 300 feet off, I can probably hear. I can hear them. So, all right.
Yeah, it's a terrible racket. You hear crashing, you hear tree limbs and dry leaves crunching, twigs snapping, and a guy sounded like he ate shit go, "Oh, bees!" as he runs screaming through the night.
I guess since I'm going that direction anyways, I'm going to keep going and just try to keep like the tree, like you said, it's a forest. So I guess I'm going to try to keep the tree. I'm going to try to keep trees between me and the sky.
Okay. About how fast are you trying to do this?
I'd say a run, but not a dead sprint.
Also,
I'm sorry. What's
I was just gonna say I just rolled your susceptibility or your imperviousness to venom, and you got a nat 20, so you don't.
Wow.
It doesn't do anything to you.
Cisco?
Yeah, Cisco. Bee stings are gonna do jack shit to him. So.
Wowie zowie. However, it doesn't do anything against the roots in the path because he just tripped over one and just ate shit on the ground.
Rip.
But no bees. No bees.
Thanks. Always thanks.
I will say that the screeching overhead flies over you and diverts its path towards the sound of the ruckus. Nick, that's probably really bad for you.
I mean, I'm kind of already screwed here. So like, I'll just keep going. Like I got bees, I got mysterious figures that are probably vampires or zombies.
It's an episode about zombies. I imagine they probably, through context clues, could be zombies.
Damn vampires. So,
they both want your blood. Zombies want your blood in a less sexy way.
Yeah.
They don't want to seduce you for it. They just want to take it. And let's just be honest, that's not cool. Come on, zombies, what are you doing?
I'm going to continue jogging through the forest, going ow,
jogging,
ow, ow, ow. Well, brisk. I don't want to trip again, but I also don't want to get caught.
All right.
I will say that
I'm keeping an eye on those fast. I'm trying to stay ahead of the zombies, but not
about
go too
half
fast
of the bees have turned back around, but half of them are still following you. And I would say that's probably 50.
Fair enough. I will say that it's become apparent. The shadowy figures have stepped out onto the path and are giving chase. You turn around and you can see the decayed remains of what is clearly the shambling corpses of zombies. They are snarling. They are giving you the fuzzy eyeball. They want your meats. They want to treat your body like an all-you-can-eat buffet. And baby, they want to sink their teeth into them sweet, sweet booty juices. Nick, I feel really bad. I'll give you another go here. What else do you want to do here? I'll say that they are maintaining speed. They're not any further away than they were since previous turn, and they're not any closer. So, but I'd say roughly, I don't know, Codey, how far away do you think they are from him by this point?
100 meters.
100
or no, let's say 6. Sorry, let's say 60 meters.
16 meters?
60.
60. That's approximately 50 feet. Okay. This is what you get for wanting me to be smart, Codey. You don't get a lot of it.
180 feet.
So, Nick, you're still running.
Feet.
You break through the tree line, and you see before you, Codey, what does he see?
He sees, so he's broken through the tree line, you've opened up, and you see a gas station. Rundown.
You see
decrepit gas station.
A lone, decrepit gas station. Not a soul around, or so you think. A single light illuminates it from a nearby lamp pole. However, you continue to see the faint glow. It seems as though it's coming from somewhere within the gas station. And we'll come back to you in just a minute. Cisco, what you doing, bub?
I'm getting back up.
You're having comparatively, you're having the easiest,
the
best time ever.
Yeah. It's oh yeah, it's a little bit dark, but
hey man, I got a free hat.
Yeah, of course I've got. A watcher always has their trusty fedora. I guess I'm going to get back up and start making my way towards that light still, trying to steer clear of the sound, because I guess I'm not running directly into the sound.
Good news and bad news. I'll help you out here. Which order would you like it in?
Bad news first.
Bad news first is you eat shit. You fall again. It's real clumsy, man. You drop your pipe, it makes a clang against a rock, you just made a bunch of noise. Yeah, as a result, two figures that you can see them at this point as you were heading towards that direction. They've emerged. They've broken off from Nick's group, and they are coming in your direction. They've been severely distracted. However, the screeching is still heading at Nick at approximately breakneck speeds. Nick,
yes.
It's your turn, bud. I'm just gonna tell you. I'll give you a heads up. You turn your head in time not only to see the zombies, but overhead above them, you see what appears to be a creature with a wingspan of roughly 3 to 4-ish feet, or approximately 1.25 meters, and about I don't know. If you include its many tendrils, it's probably 5 or 6 feet long, maybe at its longest. It's got a mouth that doesn't look very clean, like it looks very septic, like it gives you a what, Cody? Gives you a what?
What? No.
I'm setting you up for a scrawl here. Mike didn't pick it up at all, but okay.
No, them stealth bats.
The stealth bats. Yeah, this thing is crimson red, darkened wings. It clearly has claws along its membranes, and it's
It looks
coming
like one of those
right
things from
for you.
Stranger Things.
And you're like, hang on. Yeah, you recognize it. You're like, hey, that looks like one of those things from Stranger Things. What are you doing?
Well, if I am clear of the forest, there's a gas station in front of me. That's like the only shelter I see. So I'm gonna now that I'm not tripping over roots, I'm gonna bolt, try to get over there.
All right. Let's instead of rolling some dice for this one, let's mix it up here.
Flip a coin. I don't know.
Well, not quite. Klayshen, pick a number between 1 and 20.
13.
All right, and then Cody, say yes or no.
No.
All right, and Nick, pick a color.
Color green.
Your future holds that you managed to make it to one of the pumps. However, the time has nigh. There is not only the demobat swooping upon you, but there is a zomboner approximately how many meters, Cody?
2.
2? Did you say 2 or ooh? I honestly couldn't tell.
I said 2.
2 ooh.
2.
Meters,
they were coming pretty fast for you.
which is approximately
6 feet.
6 feet.
several feet. Nick, we'll come back to you in just a moment. Cisco, what are you up to, buddy?
Well, are the two zombies blocking my path?
I don't know. Do you know they're zombies?
Well, I can see them, can't I?
You sure can, but Cody, could you mind drawing me a skull card? This could be real bad real fast.
An angry fat Jigglypuff.
Nutty?
As the zombies approach you, you start to hear the sweet, sweet tones playing in your ear.
Oh, God.
This is killing me.
So, by the way, my computer said it stopped recording due to insufficient space.
My computer is still going, so we're good.
Thank God. The sound, don't do it. The sound of the Jigglypuff has put my computer to sleep. Cisco, you start to hear this sound and you start to feel drowsy. We need to. Oh, you're barely able to manage to stay awake, but we got to do something. What are you doing?
Do I know what's causing the sound?
You can hear where it's coming from, and so can the zombies, but unfortunately, they can't do anything about it. They fall over and start snoozing.
I'm going to put my hands over my ear, over my ears, and I'm going to continue. I'm going to pick up my pipe, so I'm going to have my pipe in my shirt, hands over the ears, and keep going towards the light, away from the sound.
That just sounds like a normal Saturday for me. I pick up my pipe and walk towards the sound.
I'm gonna tell y'all, I told him not to be horny on the show, but it's just
good luck with that, peoples. Hang on 1 second. I'm having technical difficulties.
okay. Well, while you head towards the light, you're stumbling a little bit.
Again.
Yeah. So I rolled a 4. And we're gonna roll again to see if you fall or not. No, you keep it. You're good. You're still so you keep moving forward.
Yeah, because I'm holding my ears. I have nothing to catch myself.
Yeah, you can't catch yourself. But you put it together. You keep it together.
All
So
right.
you keep it together, and you are approximately 20 meters from where being able to see what the light is. I don't know what the light is.
Hi, it's me. It's your boy. After deleting a lot of files off my computer, let's see if this works now. You'd think an IT guy could figure this out. Uh-oh, everyone stopped. Everyone's dead. What happened?
Nope.
Are you still there?
We're good. I'm good.
Oh.
I'm still here.
God, everyone's frozen. Oh, I'm dying. Wait.
Stay alive, whatever may occur.
Oh my gosh, this is terrible.
Hey, stay in love. Stay in love.
So what are we doing with the information that Codey has presented us thusly?
Yeah, what are you're about 20 meters away from being able to discern what the light is. What are you gonna do, Clay?
I'm gonna keep going towards the light. I'm gonna start watching where I'm stepping though, because I stumbled and I don't want to fall again.
Okay. Cool. So he is heading towards the light, Brett.
What happened to our angry Jigglypuff?
He's running away from it.
With my hands over my ears.
With his hands over his ears.
We'll fucking see about that. The Jigglypuff keeps pace.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, the Jigglypuff does keep pace. You don't necessarily see it do so, but you can still hear the faint sounds of it singing its beautiful song.
Even through my hands?
I mean, you can still hear it a little bit. Your hands aren't soundproof, my guy.
That's true.
Nick, last we left you, you had not just a zomboner, but a demobat coming upon you. You were just reached the gas pumps, I believe it was. What are you up to, my guy?
Which one's closer, the zombie or the bat?
Zombie.
I would say the zombie's closer, but the bat is faster.
Ah, I see. Yeah.
We're in like slow motion right now. Like you're seeing yourself born as a baby. You're seeing your mom teach you how to walk.
This flashback got a little too intense.
We're seeing you make your first sandwich.
Oh, I'm already dead. This is my life flashing before my eyes.
We see you graduate from high school. We see you lose your virginity 8 years later. We see I'm sorry, that's mean. We see you draw your first picture at the age of 29. We see you become a professional artist at the age of 30. And then we cut to now when you've decided to leave your kids to go for a pack of smokes and chloroformed in the back of your car and loaded into a test chamber and sent into a mysterious forest. What are you doing, bud?
Let's see. Is there anything I can? Which side of the pump am I on? Am I on like the approaching or the leaving it side?
You are. What is? I'm not sure. I understand Let's see if I understand that question. I do not understand that question, so we're just going to say that you are near a side where the pumps are, where you normally fill up a car. Yeah. I don't know how else to explain it.
Is this a covered gas station or is the pumps like open air?
It's covered.
Covered.
Okay.
Yes, thank you, Codey.
Then
sorry.
I am going to basically go between the pumps, try to go under the portico, basically running past something that if something came at me in a straight line, it would get in the way. See what I'm saying?
Yep.
I see what you're saying. Let's see if you succeed. Hey, good job.
Hey.
You slip in between the little space there just in time as the demobat comes screeching past the zombie and slams into the gas pump. The zombie is also bewildered by this sudden commotion. It's a little bit distracted, so want to take advantage of this momentary reprieve. By the way, Codey, how many bees does he have on him at this point?
He's only got 10.
10. Is he nearing anaphylactic shock at all by now?
No, not at all. Because he's not allergic at all.
Okay.
I spent years building up resistance to bee poison.
Oh, one of those guys.
Yeah, he's not allergic, but like there's some swelling. I mean, it doesn't feel great. right?
Oh,
like,
he's definitely got
there's
lumps
some-
all over his face.
but it's not like super swollen. It's just like a tiny bit swollen.
But it is comedic, so he does have to talk with a lisp from now on for the rest of the episode.
You did get stung in the lip.
Yeah,
The-
There you
perfect, awesome. What are you doing?
I keep making my way into the gas station. I'm gonna try to get in there, inside. Let's check the door.
I don't know if it's locked. Cody, is it locked?
Yeah, it's gonna find out. Only one way to find out.
It's not. It's locked, but it's very clearly like you could probably break it open because it's a shield. So
I'm going to say it's one of those emergency doors that fold out. That's a sliding door that with enough force can fold out in the event of a fire. If you've ever seen those.
Have not, but I can imagine it. Well, I'm gonna try to get in. If it seems like something I could break in, so roll me for trying to break a door.
You thrust yourself against the door and very comically just splat on the glass and then hit the ground. Cisco!
Yes.
You're running through the woods with your ears covering your hands covering your ears is what I meant to say. By the way, it's funny that you happened to leave that pipe behind when you fell over last time. You don't
I
think I
didn't.
remember
He
you
didn't.
picking up. You
he
didn't?
picked it up.
Oh,
I stuck
damn
it
it.
in my shirt.
Oh, I'll get you next time. Gadget. All right. You're gonna finally break out into from the tree line after some
Mhm.
running. You're gonna see before you the gas station, aforementioned, the light coming from what appears to be inside the gas station. You're also going to see what looks to be about 3 zombies. One is by the pumps, distracted. 2 are nearing its position, like they were straggling. You're also seeing a demobat thrash around like a fucking crazy piece of shit on a pump, like just tearing it to absolute shreds. In fact, it's ripped one of the gas pumps and gas is starting to spill from one of the gas pumps. You would also see, actually, let me just check. You see a young white male laying on the concrete in front of one of the glass doors, rubbing his shoulder, going,
Hmm.
What are you doing, bud?
I'm trying to think here. Do I recognize the person who's rubbing their arm?
No.
They're not.
Well, you might say, wow, he looks an awful lot like One Punch Man if you're on YouTube right now.
Well, I didn't know as test subjects, I didn't know if we had like a jumper on or something we could be able to tell each other. Okay.
No, we did not change your clothing. We're not weird.
Hang on a second. Let's just make
We
some
just
notes
kidnapped
for the
you.
future.
You didn't probe me. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All
First,
right.
we're going to work on the test tubes so that they don't disintegrate upon entry. And then second, we're going to work on changing your clothes because we're weirdos and we need Patreon content.
I will. That's not me. That's all.
Cisco, what are you doing?
I think that's more OnlyFans content. Anyways, so I guess as I still hear the Jigglypuff, the angry Jigglypuff behind me.
Shit coming.
Okay. Since I know everything about demobats because I rolled a 20, do demobats have ears?
Oh yeah, they can hear.
Okay.
Absolutely. If you specifically recall at the end of season 5 of Stranger Things when Eddie played his sweet guitar solo to distract the demobats. Yeah, they can absolutely hear and rock out.
And
Okay.
it hears the Jigglypuff's song and it starts kind of reacting a little bit less, like tearing it a little bit less. Like it's
Okay.
getting a little sleepy.
So how close is Nick to the gas pumps?
I mean, have you seen a gas station before?
So fairly close.
So that
He's
far.
so there's like the gas station building and then there's the
Mhm.
gas pumps.
I don't.
He's at the building.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
know about you, but I've never had to hike a mile from the pump to the actual gas station.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not that far of a distance.
Okay. I'm trying to think if I want to set the gas pumps on fire.
That'd be a really interesting thing to do if that was something that could be done.
Yeah. Do you have?
I have a metal pipe that can make a spark against the ground because I'm
Potentially.
assuming this is asphalt.
Maybe.
Also,
it's creative.
Also, are the wires sparking at all that were hooked up to the gas pumps, or were they
No,
turned
because
off?
it's a hose filled with gasoline. They typically don't have electricity inside of them.
Yeah, the gas pumps don't have electricity connected anymore because the gas station is turned off.
Okay.
Like the electricity is turned off, but there's just
But there's still
one
light coming from the
There's
inside.
one street lamp
Right.
that's
And
on
a
a completely different thing and a faint light coming from
And
inside.
a faint light coming from inside, which I'll
Okay.
point out, nobody knows what it is.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
Is it an ATM machine? I don't know.
Okay.
Well, I know. Well, I know what it is.
I'm going to start moving towards the dude who's rubbing his shoulder because of the simple fact he's the only other person I've seen that's not dead.
Well, I mean, you're gonna have to go through a couple zombies and a demobat to do that, you know. And
Demobat's falling asleep. She's
oh,
how about the
really?
zombies?
The demobat's fallen asleep.
How about the zombies?
The zombies are visibly slowed. This is
Okay.
this is your brain on drugs, and they're very not only distracted by the demobat's thrashing, but they're becoming affected by the angry Jigglypuff song, which, by the way, the angry Jigglypuff is very near the threshold of the forest to the gas station.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna try to get past the zombies. If need be, I can pull my pipe out and go scout on one of them.
Sounds like a normal Saturday for me. You managed to sneak by one of the zombies. However, another zombie falls asleep, just splats on the concrete. The third zombie, however, clearly notices you and with a hungry maw goes and lunges towards you.
Okay. Pipe.
Pipe attack, go! You swing with all your might, and you somehow completely miss the zombie. The pipe, due to your poor grip, flies out of your hands. Yeah, it just
because you have taken your hands off of your ears, you got a nat 1.
Oh no, that's a skull card.
Fuck.
You're getting real heckin' sleepy. Why is this a skull card? He's just getting
Nat
real
1.
sleepy.
It's a nat 1. Gotta do it.
It was an egg.
Oh, so Cisco, as you that egg. That's the wrong egg. Cisco, we'll get to the egg in just a moment. Cisco, you're feeling real sleepy. Nick,
Real sleepy.
I'm just gonna say that while you were rubbing your shoulder, you saw all this go down. Clearly, this man is not a zombie. He attempts to take a swing at a zombie and just completely just loses that pipe, and he's starting to fall asleep. What are you doing?
Can Nick hear the angry Jigglypuff?
He would probably faintly begin to hearing it at this point as well.
Wouldn't quite be in effective range yet, though.
Yeah, that's what we're
Okay.
going to say for now. We're going to give him a chance to react. He's had a rough go of it.
Yeah,
He really has.
to say the least. Let's
Yeah,
see.
we'll say you've been stung at least 4 more times by now.
But then the bees leave. So you're
The
good.
bees have
Ah, good.
dispersed. Goodbye, friends.
All right. Now I see that this guy is a normal guy, and he's in trouble, and so I'm gonna be nice and probably get myself killed. And I'm going
You're
to.
going to be nice? Hey.
Yeah.
No, the bees are gone. Stop it.
Well, they're not gone. We'll get to that.
I'm gonna run up and I'm gonna drop kick that zombie that's coming at him.
Wow. You drop kick the zombie square in the chest. It flies backwards into the puddle of gasoline before promptly falling asleep. As you do so, a pink visage appears before you. She fixes upon you with baby doll-like eyes, and she looks adorable until your eyes gazes both meet, and then she suddenly looks extremely angry, and she starts singing a beautiful, beautiful song, and you start feeling very, very drowsy.
All right. I punched myself in the face.
Wow, I would have never thought to have done that.
He hurt himself in his confusion.
You successfully punch yourself in the face with the bee stings. It's gonna hurt even more.
Probably wakes him up though.
Yeah, no, you managed to resist falling asleep. The drowsiness. What are you? And you're standing over this strange new friend.
I'm gonna reach down and try to help him up. All right, buddy, let's go. Let's do some fun with this gas station.
I'm gonna cut like. Okay, I'm gonna say cover your ears.
Fair enough. Let me check something real quick. So as you guys go up to the gas station to enter it, you do manage to begin to start prying the door open. However, it's of note that a new challenger has entered the ring. The bees on their way out must have somehow gotten combined with the zomboners, and now what's approaching you can only be described as zombies. But you do manage to enter the gas station and close the door behind you just as the zombies start pecking at the glass. Good job. I do want to note that the angry Jigglypuff is still pretty angry. I don't know what Cisco did to her in the woods, but she is still walking towards the gas station, unabated.
Okay. Sorry. I guess my turn or
Sure.
okay. What's inside this gas station?
I'm glad you asked. You see a couple of things here. You see what looks to be like ash floating in the air. Desolation, picked clean. It looks like the inside of this gas station has been long abandoned from nuclear fallout for the past 50 years. Strange tendrils are stretched across its walls and floors. You see a faint light coming from behind the counter. And on the counter itself, you find a egg. Watermelon-sized egg. It's on a little fleshy pedestal looking thing. And I'll say it's green, like black and green, and a little bit oozy.
God, it's a fuck.
Nick, you also see this egg, as well as the general state of the surroundings.
All right.
Me.
I get annoyed at the level of incomprehensible crossovers going on here, and begin looking for anything that could be used as a weapon.
You find nothing.
God bless. All right, well, I'm gonna go see if there's a back door on this gas station then.
You do find a back door for deliveries. However, it is completely enraptured in tentacle or the tentacle vine things. There's no chance you're going to be able to get this out without an axe or something to cut through them.
Is there any back storage rooms to look through?
Sure, but you don't find anything.
All right. Well, I guess we're gonna die then. I'm out of ideas.
Is there any paper laying around?
No. Anything that would have resembled paper would just immediately fall apart upon
Or
touching
cloth, anything?
Nope.
Okay.
Just an egg and a faint light coming from behind the counter. By the
Do
way, go ahead, Cisco.
I have clothes on, correct?
Yes, I didn't make
Okay.
you naked.
Okay. I'm going to tear off a piece of my shirt,
Okay.
and I'm going to hand him a piece, and I'm going to shove the shirt in my ears.
Okay. That's probably a good idea because as you do so, you begin to hear something lurking in the vents, something rustling through the air conditioning vents.
It's really determined to get in here, huh? All right.
But I handed you stuff, and I'm just pointing to my ears, like put them in.
Give you the okay hand sign to say that I understand. I could have just said this, but I didn't.
All right, Nick, what are you doing? You've got your cloth earplugs.
I plug my ears and I look to see if there's a way, since you keep pointing out there's a light, I look to see if there's a way that we can look behind the counter without approaching the egg.
Certainly. It's a counter, man. If you've ever seen a gas station, there's a place to walk behind where an employee would be able to walk behind the counter and have a peek. You can certainly do that if you want to.
I'm going to do that then. I can think of literally no other options.
As you do so, the egg jiggles just a little bit, but then nothing happens. You see what appears to be what could best be described as a shining orb. It looks like it's got many facets, kind of like you see when a diamond's cut into a ring, although it's all the way around it. Imagine, if you would, a D100 made out of crystal. It's literally shining brilliantly, and it's floating about a meter above the ground.
The okay, so we'll love it.
What are you gonna do, Nick?
I look at my my compatriot here and I say, all right, are you gonna approach that thing or am I? Or I guess more like, all right, you gonna approach that thing or am I? Because my face is swollen up.
Fuck it, both at the same time.
All right.
Okay, you both lay hands upon the mysterious object as time and space begin warping around you, like vision becomes fuzzy as a blinding light encapsulates your bodies. As you do so, you do see an angry Jigglypuff burst from the vents and attack mercilessly as you instantly teleport away into safety.
Hey.
Light then erupts into a void, and you both are spit out into what appears to be a barren cell. Surrounding you, you see pipes, you see what looks to be scientific equipments of all types, blinking lights on consoles here and there, and you see a variety of man-sized tubes. And they look as if they're connected to another series of tubes that seem to leave the room. I should also mention that teleported with you, right next to you, is a Jiggly egg, a green and black, somewhat gooey egg, and it starts to open. And that's where we're going to leave it off on this episode of Let's Die. I hope you enjoyed it. Klayshen, real quick, tell people where they can find you and Watchers of the Stuff.
You can find us at Watchers of the Stuff on YouTube, Spotify, and all major podcast platforms, as well as the link tree that I'm sure that's going to be below for the Pod Dog Productions.
Ooh, baby, that's right. And Nick, we can find you on deviantart.com/theforrealdeal. Also, link in the description.
Yeah, if you want to see pretty much all of my stuff that I have done in the past, it's most of my gallery. It's unfortunately I haven't updated in a while because like a lot of the stuff that I've been doing over the last year has been like private commissions and stuff that I can't. It's like book illustrations. I honestly need to go back and fill the thing out with the stuff that is beyond the, you're not allowed to show it yet, but
the NDA agreement.
Yeah. Thank you.
You can, contact him. Send him money. He'll draw you a pretty picture. Codey, do you want the people to follow you anywhere? I'll follow you.
You already do, unfortunately. And so on Twitter, just my name, Codey Mathis. Yes, I'm still on Twitter. And that's about it. Oh, I'm also on It's Super Effective, The Harvest Season, and sometimes on After Dark Cry.
That's right. And follow us at all those places linked in the description. We'll see you here in a couple of weeks. And don't forget, if we're going to die,
Let's die
let's
together.
die together. Hey, Nick gets it. And this is where we say bonus shit for bonus stuff.
Bonus shit for bonus,
Bonus
stuff.
shit.
Bonus shit for bonus stuff. Woo! You don't normally got to pay for that kind of thing. Did y'all like how I shoot? I just had to get a zombies. I gotta get that.
I
had to.
almost
I had
quit.
I had no choice.
I almost quit.
Fucking zombies.